I'm Erin from NoMoreCrumbs.com. Today I wanted to share with you a great recipe that is very easy to prepare. It takes about maybe an hour, half an hour to an hour of prep time, and you have dinner very quickly with very little preparation involved. First of all, you're going to add about 1 pound of ground chicken or ground turkey. I like to get mine at Sprouts, great because they just grind up the chicken breast or the turkey beforehand and sell it with no additives involved. And you're going to add that to a pan and brown it with 1 cup of bell pepper, green bell pepper, and about 1 cup of onion. Just use 1 whole bell pepper and 1 onion instead, and it tastes just about the same. So I've browned that, and I'm going to add it to a big pot here. I like to use a non-stick pot. I also added 2 teaspoons of minced garlic to this while I was cooking it in the pan here. When that is all done, I add it to the big pot. And then I'm going to add 8 chopped medium tomatoes. Then I add 2 cups of navy beans. This is the only thing that you have to do ahead of time for this recipe. And what you do is with the navy beans is you follow the instructions in Breaking the Vicious Cycle by Elaine Gottschall. And she tells you how to cook them. Basically it's very easy. You just put them in a pan overnight with water. And I usually do 1 or 2 packages of navy beans at a time. And then I can actually cook them in a pot like this with some water for about an hour or so until they're tender. After I've drained the water, I add new water to it and then cook them, and then I freeze them in Ziploc bags like this, the sandwich-sized ones, in 2-cup increments. And that makes it really easy for later, doing recipes like this terrific turkey chili. I defrost it in the microwave for a couple minutes, and then I add it to the pot. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of Campbell's regular tomato juice. I usually get the big 46-ounce can, and then on like a recipe like this where it doesn't use the whole can, I will freeze the rest of it in Ziploc bags just like this one. And even in 2-cup increments seems to be a good amount for future recipes, and I put those in the freezer. Okay, then I'm going to add 1 can, it's a 4-ounce can of Hatch diced green chilies, mild, and I'm going to add that. This has been checked out as being a legal brand. Sometimes I add a little bit of water to it to get the last bits out. In the recipe it tells you how to roast your own chilies if you want to do that. But this is very easy to just do it from a can if you're able to. 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm just going to eye it here since I kind of am used to how much a tablespoon is with honey. I do 1 tablespoon of dried parsley flakes. Sprinkle that in. 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 3 teaspoons of paprika. I like to use smoked paprika as well as regular paprika. That gives it a really nice, just complex flavor that tastes kind of like barbecue flavor, which is good for this chili. Then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. And the recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of pepper, but for me and my family we decided it was a little bit too spicy. So I just do 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper along with 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to mix that all together. I'm going to heat it on medium-high heat for about 25 minutes or so. I'm going to also cover it with a lid while it's cooking so it doesn't lose any of its good moisture here. Stir it all together. And this is a fabulous dish that you can serve to anyone. It tastes very normal and very delicious. That's it.